Welcome to On Football. I'm Rob Maaddi. It is the end of the 2025 season. The Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Congratulations to Mike McDonald, Clint Kubiak, now the Raiders head coach, Sam Darnold, that defense, everyone did a fantastic job for the Seahawks. And Sam Darnold proved all his doubters wrong. I was among those. I picked against the Seahawks a lot throughout the season. I thought at some point Sam Darnold would make a mistake and cost the Seahawks a big game. I finally came to my senses in the playoffs and rode the Seahawks. So, although I did have the Patriots covering the spread, and it wasn't that close at all in the Super Bowl. So, congrats to Sam Darnold. Nobody can ever take this away from him. He is a Super Bowl champion, first one in that class of 2018 to win a Super Bowl, ahead of Josh Allen, ahead of Lamar Jackson, ahead of Baker Mayfield. And as for the Patriots, I'm hearing a lot of people trashing Drake May after that offensive performance in the Super Bowl and actually throughout the playoffs, because their defense kind of carried them into that Super Bowl. And I just don't think it's fair. I think Drake May, as we all know, had an outstanding season, an excellent season. We had the closest MVP race in 2 decades, and he was barely beaten out by Matthew Stafford. Now, he's got to get better protection up front. He's got to release the ball faster. He can't take as many sacks, but I don't think the Super Bowl or the playoffs were indicative of who Drake May is as an NFL player. I think what we saw over the course of the whole season is who Drake May is. So I would not count him or the Patriots out next season. I know the schedule gets tougher. I know all of that. So we've got an awesome show lined up for you. Last week I was on Radio Row. I was everywhere in San Francisco. Came home feeling a little bit under the weather this week. It kind of beat me up being at the Super Bowl, but it is what it is, and had a ton of fantastic, awesome interviews last week. We couldn't bring them all to you in one episode, so we're going to carry some of them over into this episode. Also, I couldn't do them all. I had to be in many different places and couldn't do it all at one time. I was at NFL Honors on a red carpet, doing the awards, everything associated with that. Roger Goodell news conference with the team. So from Penn State, we have Gigi and Kaylee, along with Steve, who helped us tremendously, and you'll hear from them in some of these interviews. So you'll have Nakobe Dean, Devin Hester, the Hall of Famer, Reed Blankenship, and Cooper DeJean. You'll hear from Jahmyr Gibbs. Christian McCaffrey joins me. Jameis Winston is on this episode. NFL executive Jeff Miller and Rome Odunze. So stay tuned. We're going to bring you all of those conversations. Devin, great to have you on, man. Really appreciate you taking some time here. You're coming here in the gold jacket, and last night obviously was the night that we all find out about this class of 2026. What were your thoughts on the inductees?
It's a great honor. Whenever you have, as a player, you get that knock. You know what I mean? Regardless of what anybody feel or opinions on what they may think. As a player, when you get that knock, it's always well deserved. And you're very appreciative of that opportunity. And it really just stamps a stamp on your legacy of what you did in the National Football League.
I saw one of the guys, Robert Brazil, he waited 30 years to get the nod, 30 years. And he said once he got it, it's life-changing.
Right. It's
just absolutely life-changing for him, his family, and everyone else. How has it changed your life in the short time since you got that nod?
Because, as an NFL player, the more you're out of the league, the less you get notarized. The purpose and all that thing kind of shy away. And it just marks it back up. And it makes you feel like you're back a part of the NFL. And so that's another pros that comes with making the Hall of Fame is that, you're able to get back into the NFL life and be a part and allow everybody to remember who you are.
I know you're here on behalf of Crunchtime Heroes. Tell me a little bit about the cause and everything that kind of got you involved and wanting to be part of this.
I felt the need to get involved. And it came from me making the Hall of Fame. We was able to, once you make the Hall of Fame, you go in a room full of nothing but Hall of Famers. And they talk about the good things about the Hall of Fame, they talk about the bad things about the Hall of Fame. The bad things are the older guys get up and they talk about how you need to pay attention to your body. You know what I mean? Things you need to be aware of. You need to go get checkups on a yearly basis. So they start bringing up all the injuries, all the medical issues. And then you start realizing that in the day after 5 years of return, the NFL just cuts you off when it comes to insurance. So now these guys are struggling. If they played in the 70s, 80s, you know what I mean? Because they didn't make a lot. And after 5 years, and you got to replace some knees. And that's a $20,000, $30,000 bill that somebody that unfortunately didn't make a ton of money, and now they're in a situation where they're struggling. So this cause here kind of raise funds for those guys to help out, benefit those guys for any medical issues or anything just in general in life. And it's a great cause.
How do you approach this offseason? There's some uncertainty, right, for you going into free agency. You had a ton of success with the Eagles, and how do you just look at it? What do you do?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for free agency. I'm excited for the offseason. Like I said, the last 2 offseasons I've been kind of rehabbing, getting my body right. So I feel like my best football is ahead of me just because I got a whole offseason to hone in on getting better. Not just rehabbing, but actually bettering my game and everything. And then, you know, like you said, free agency. Free agency is coming up, so it's curious to see where that's going to go. So we'll see.
If you end up going back, how happy are you that Vic Fangio decided that he's staying?
Real happy. You know, it'll be a defense that I know, that I ran and I've been a part of. So I'll be real happy that he stayed. But if whatever he would have done, though, Vic Fangio have had a crazy, great career. Definitely a Hall of Fame coach, and I'm glad we was able to give him the Super Bowl.
How much do you guys on the inside hear what people on the outside say? I know everybody says we try and tune that out and just block the noise.
It depends on. I feel like it depends on the individual. Some people hear it all because they listen to it all. Some people don't hear none. I think I keep my listening to a minimum. But then even if you keep it to a minimum, you know the guys in the locker room who hear it all.
And they're coming back and
they're coming at me like, you heard what they said this? Like, oh, I didn't hear it. But so I hear a good bit of it, but not from the media so straightforward, more so from the guys who do see it.
How would you describe Nick Sirianni as a head coach? The personality, the motivator, the inspiration?
I would say ultimate players coach. Ultimate players coach. As far as for me, I feel like he gonna kind of ride for his guys. But he got his own way of doing things. And I feel like it's great. He understands what it takes to win, and understand what it takes to get better, continue to get better, and continue to win. So, and that's all it really is. You know, as far as being motivated and everything. You know, he say his piece. He's a big basketball guy, so he have a lot of basketball analogy and everything like that. But he definitely understands what it takes to win, and he pushes for that and holds everybody to that standard.
I know you do a ton of work in the community, a ton of work as far as charity goes. What inspires you? What are you most passionate about as far as giving back?
My mother kind of set the foundation for me to give back. You know, she had us doing a lot of things growing up in the community as far as giving back. So when I was able to give back to the community that I was in, I did that, you know. And we've done a lot with the next generation. So a lot with the youth and the kids, and just trying to push and instill belief and confidence in them that they can do whatever they want to do, not only in sports but anything. You know, not only the guys but the little girls too. They can do whatever they want to do. They put their mind to it and they work, but they just continue to push and have big dreams and go chase those dreams.
Already won the USAA Salute to Service, man, for tremendous service with the military. What does it mean to you that you were able to win that? It's second year in a row, a 49er. Last year was George Kittle.
It means the world, man. You know, I think serving our troops is something that I don't take lightly. There's always work to be done. And so to be presented the Salute to Service Award, you know, with USAA is a huge deal. You know, and for George, like you said, to be able to pass the torch down to me, it means a lot. You know, we have such an affinity for our veterans and our active duty service members. You know, it's obviously the service that they do and the sacrifices that they put in, but you know, there's a lot of unseen sacrifices that they deal with, you know, post service, and it's not just them. It's their wives and husbands. It's their families. It's everybody that has to do with the sacrifice that they give to our country. It means the world. You know, I play a kid's game for a living, and so part of that is because of them. And so, you know, I feel very fortunate to be presented this award. I don't take it lightly. I'm excited for the work that's going to continue to be done.
How did you gain that appreciation for the military? Because is there family members? Is there someone along the way that you knew that was a member of service?
Yeah, you know, I grew up like 40 minutes from the Air Force Base, and a lot of my buddies ended up going to Air Force, going to Army. I have friends that went to Navy, and so Growing up in that area, I always appreciate it. It was instilled, by my parents, to appreciate people who are serving our country and willing to make the ultimate sacrifice so that we can live the beautiful lives that we do live. They don't get any credit. You don't hear about their names. There's a lot of people that have done unbelievable things so that me and you can be sitting here talking to each other. And so I recognize that at an early age, and just am extremely thankful that they have done that, and that there's people who are willing to sacrifice for us.
Christian, I appreciate you, man. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the red carpet. And thank you for all you do for the community, all that you do for the military.
Appreciate it, Rob. Thanks, man.
I know what Roger said about 18
I tell Rob
games.
everything, yeah.
I know what he said.
Yeah.
And use the right words. And
Yeah.
you've got to obviously open up the CBA and go through the process and the protocol and everything else. But deep down inside, the NFL wants 18 games.
Well, the conversation on 18 is an interesting one. Obviously, it's fan friendly, but Commissioner made the point on Monday. It has to be done in conjunction with the Players Association contractually, which is fine. And so we'll get there when we get there. Part of the benefit to 18 and 2, if you were to get there, is an opportunity to relook at the entire schedule. You've said this before, preseason games aren't necessarily the best product for us. In today's modern age, do teams need 3 games to get their players ready? Are there other ways to do it? The advent of joint practices mean 1v1s, which is really interesting. And we know that we need to get those players reps at the speeds and the intensities that they'll face in the game, or else they're more likely to get hurt. The data always shows that. So the joint practices really helps out in that regard. Does that mean the starters aren't going to play in preseason? Well, increasingly they don't. So what does that mean? Like, how can we get our players ready for the contact they need to get and not burden them unnecessarily? And a chance to re-look at the entire structure of the season is exciting when you think about it. And if we get to 18 and 2, we have to answer the CBA question. We have to answer, is it 2 buys? When's the rest? All that kind of stuff, which is an important conversation.
And the advent of the joint practices does this because, as you said, and we all know it, starters don't play in the preseason anymore. So to scale back the preseason from 3 to 2, there's that old school argument that is, well, we need those games to figure out the roster bubble guys, but they're already getting the other 2 games. So that argument goes out the window, right? You would say?
I think by and large that goes out the window, but how are we using the OTAs, right? You hear from coaches all the time, I need more time with the O-line, right? These guys aren't getting the same sort of reps in college in the same sort of offenses that we play, on Sundays. So how am I going to train them up? Sometimes a guy who's an undrafted free agent or a late rounder is starting for you in a couple of years because you have a chance with the development. How can we ensure that happens? And at the same time, on the other side of it, hey, this guy's an 8th-year pro. He knows how to get himself ready. What are we burdening him for all these many months? When can he get a breather? All that kind of stuff. And I don't know if we strike the right balance currently, but I think that re-looking at it will help everybody get there. And it's done in conjunction with the Players Association, by the way. So it's not us imposing something. It's a conversation and a dialogue.
Gigi Jones here with Jameis Winston and Danny Courtenrod. Thank you guys so much for being here today. How's your Super Bowl week been so far?
It's been epic. One thing I enjoy about the Super Bowl is you get to be on the biggest stages, even if you're not out there on the field. And I'm so grateful that me and my guy Danny are on the biggest stage, not just here at the Super Bowl, but from an investment perspective. So I'm grateful for his friendship and what we're doing in Studio Ventures.
Yeah. Can you guys talk a little bit more about the company for those that don't know?
Sure. So in Studio Ventures is an investment firm. We're investing in sports, media, and technology. So we have different things. We have premium assets in our funds, what we will announce in 3-4 weeks, but that's big. We're very excited about that. We invested in Formula One, and for us, we're investing in sports technology, all the innovations that's happening in the sports industry. And then youth sports and women's sports is very big for us.
Yeah. Well, Jameis, a fun season for you. How's New York been?
New York has been lovely. We have been truly blessed to be in that market. Staying in New Jersey, you get the quietness and the realness of the New Jerseyans, and then you go right across the Hudson and you get the realness and the directness of the New Yorkers. So I've been very blessed to play football for the New York Football Giants. Just seeing the crowd roar when I run out down the field, man, it's been cool. But now this year we're focused on winning a lot of football games, so I can really take my eat the W's a step further.
Yeah. So what's it like working with Dart? Have you been able to kind of guide him in his young quarterback journey a little bit?
Yeah, it's a beautiful process because I've been in that process before. I know what it is to have an organization that looks for immediate results from you. So just telling him that it's not all on him, right? Telling him to focus on what he would love, prepare in a way that it's your last freaking game, right? And that's how he comes to work every single day. I don't have to do much but support him and speak life into him.
Rome, you got to see the growth of the Chicago Bears firsthand from 2024 to 2025. What was that experience for you on this team like?
It was incredible. It was incredible. Obviously, having the year we had last year, we had big expectations for ourselves, and we kind of set out to do those things this year and accomplished them all. Accomplished a lot of them, but I'm here, at Radio Row, and they're still playing the Super Bowl, so not all of them. So we have stuff to, look forward to, but it was a good year too for us.
What was the most crucial adjustment that you guys as a team made to achieve that success?
Oh, I think obviously, just kind of diving into the culture and the standard that, Ben Johnson set for us. I think, he kind of led the way with a lot of those things and, understanding that he had success where he was coming from and he has the right recipe for it. So we were all played a part in that, and we all kind of just dove in and did our job to a T, and I think that was what brought a lot of success.
You're here with Sharpie today. Right. How do you feel like you made your mark on this season for the Bears?
I feel like I made a little bit of a splash. I think there's more of a mark to be made. But yes, I'm here with Sharpie. I'm excited to be with them. Started this thing off with Michael Penix. Had a great, college career with him. Passed it down to Austin Genty and T-Mac, who had great rookie seasons. And now Jeremiah Love is in the mix. So excited for him and where he's going to get drafted in his rookie year. And then we also have T.O. I'm naming so many people, but we got T.O. as well, who had a legendary career, left his legacy just like Sharpie has, and I'm looking to do the same thing.
Well, obviously, you guys had the opportunity to maybe share some wings together this weekend, maybe do some of that fun stuff. How's that feeling for you guys?
It's been awesome.
Great.
Here,
Yeah.
It's been awesome to be able to hang out with my buddy, Reed Blankenship. We filmed the podcast earlier. Exciting mics. Had some fun guests on, Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you guys have that bond on and off the field. Dare I say the positions you guys both play help each other on the field. What's that dynamic like?
Oh, it's great. Just watching him go to work. He actually helps me out a lot, doing what he does, disrupting everything, whether it's receiver, whether it's fitting a run. He does everything. It's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He gets the job done,
He makes my job easy too, though. He's the leader in the back end, great communicator, and I wouldn't be the player I am without Reed Blankenship, that's for sure.
Now, you guys, obviously that bond, we see that on the field, and it boded well for you guys, especially last year. You won the Super Bowl. You guys were champions in the NFC East this year. What are your thoughts going into next year and approaching next season?
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to get back out on the field. That's for sure. Hopefully this offseason our boy Reed Blankenship's a free agent, so hopefully we can bring him back to the Eagles. But I'm excited for next season, excited to get back to work and see what happens.
For sure. Yeah, I'm juiced. I love Philly, but regardless of where I end up, I'm going to keep doing me. And
100%. 3 years in the NFL, 3 Pro Bowls for you. Did you ever imagine that was going to be the case 10 years ago, 15 years ago when you're playing football in your backyard?
I didn't really think about it, so can't say yeah, can't say no, but it's been a blessing since I got here, and my teammates and coaches made everything so much easier for me.
What's allowed you to be so successful so far?
I don't know, them boys up front be moving people a lot, so I shout out to them. Couldn't do it without them, so yeah. You
and David Montgomery, Sonic and Knuckles duo there in the backfield. How has he helped you? How have you helped him? What's that relationship like for you two?
That's my brother. Ever since I arrived there, he's been the first person to say something to me. We talk all the time. I just seen him when I got here. He was leaving, so I was glad to see him. But we compete now. Everything's still competitive. We always have fun. We love each other. We want the best for each other. All that.
Well, Rock is about being a good neighbor, right? Yeah. What do you value in a good teammate?
Somebody that holds me accountable. Always being there for me when I need something. And just I want to be able to trust you to do your job and whatever after that.
Well, that's it for this week. That's it for the 2025 NFL season. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Haya Pinjwani, Guillermo Gonzalez, and everyone on our production team who made this possible. Make sure you check out apnews.com. Stay up to date on all of the NFL news, and we'll keep you posted on what's next for On Football in the offseason.